Hey guys, it's Hoop with Choop. Nick Foles just got traded to the Chicago Bears, and I surely have some thoughts. So Nick Foles was a quarterback who was potentially in play last year in Jacksonville, signed a big deal in the offseason. I think it was week 1, gets hurt, breaks his collarbone, separates his shoulder, something like that, throwing a touchdown pass. Gardner Minshew comes in, takes over, takes the NFL by storm. Nick Foles came back, started for 3 games before ultimately getting benched for Gardner Minshew. We'll start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. To me, I thought the whole time that it made sense for them to trade Nick Foles and to keep Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew was a 6th-round pick, so I imagine he's making less than $1 million per year. So if he can end up being a top half quarterback and you're paying him less than $1 million a year, you could really build up the rest of your team, get him some weapons, really bolster that defense, and see if you can make a run at the playoffs. I'm not going to say that Gardner Minshew is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but see how far you can take it in the next 5 years or the next 4 years before you have to make a decision on Minshew. For the Bears, I'm a Packers fan, so I don't like it because I think Nick Foles is an upgrade from Mitch Trubisky. But I mean, I think he's due to make $20 million or $20+ million this year. I heard something that they set his contract up, they restructured it, so essentially if Nick Foles has a great year, comes out, wins the starting job, has a great year, he could void the last 2 years of his contract and become a free agent to try to get paid. Based on what he's making, I don't think they're bringing him in for an open competition. I think they're bringing him in thinking that he's going to take the job away from Mitch Trubisky. And I would agree. I've said it since the day Mitch Trubisky got drafted. Mitch Trubisky was an average quarterback at North Carolina, a team in the ACC that doesn't play really good defenses. I think his college stats, he completed like 60% of his passes, maybe a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. I get it, you're playing at North Carolina, you don't have the elite of the elite receivers, but that's not good. He got drafted based on his athletic potential because Mitch Trubisky is super athletic. He's got a pretty good arm, just not accurate. I don't know how that fits into it, but I think the Bears just fell in love with his athleticism. And you could see it. When he runs the ball, man, he is shifty. He is a very shifty quarterback when he runs the ball. Last year, I think that was a big problem. He was trying to sit in the pocket. He was trying to throw from the pocket. He was afraid to run. If he was rolling out and he saw that he had 10 yards and he could get a first down, he would still try to throw the ball. He wouldn't run. And he needs to run. He's one of those quarterbacks that needs to run. He just can't do it sitting back there and pick a team apart with his arm. I think he's like that. Lamar's like that. They're just some guys that having that ability to run enhances what they do. Cam Newton's like that. You can't. RG3 tried to become a pocket passer, and it did not work out well for him. He ended up becoming a career backup. And I mean, that was after a couple ACLs went down. But Mitch Trubisky, man, I just don't think, and from the outside looking in, he just doesn't seem like he has it. Like, he can't handle criticism well. Obviously, the report that came out last year was in the team room or whatever, in the team facility, when they had ESPN on criticizing him, he freaked out and had them shut it off because he didn't want any criticism of the Bears in the locker room. Like, he couldn't handle it. So right then and there, and unfortunately for Ryan Pace, it looks even worse because he traded up. I think they moved 1 pick, and they gave the Niners a bunch of picks, to move up 1 slot to draft Mitch Trubisky, and then Patrick Mahomes comes off the board, and then Deshaun Watson comes off the board. 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and then you got stuck with Mitch Trubisky, who now in, what is this, their third, is going to be their 4th year, 3rd year, I don't know, starting. You're literally going to bench him for Nick Foles, who's a journeyman at this point. Nick Foles is a journeyman. Won a Super Bowl MVP, journeyman. He's been with the Eagles, the Rams, the Eagles, Jaguars, journeyman. 5th team. 4th team, 5th different stop. But I think at this point he's better than Mitch Trubisky. I think they're going to say it's an open competition. I think Nick Foles is going to take the job. I think they want Nick Foles to take the job. And if it somehow pushes Trubisky to be better, they'll take that. They'll take that. For them, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. You have to bring someone in to push Trubisky, and you could lose Trubisky, but then you have Foles, or Trubisky could really fire Trubisky up, and he can reach the potential that they thought he had. So those were my thoughts on that. There's going to be a subscribe button somewhere, I think, like right there. There's going to be a video, don't know which one, somewhere in one of these corners that you could go watch. Appreciate you watching. Give it a like. Definitely hit that subscribe button, and we will come back to you with more thoughts from inside my car, because that's what I do. See ya.